So we've kind of covered a lot of we had 2 ethics slides, and I think these slides are, Dave, are they going to be available?
Yeah, everything will be
so
available.
everything will, okay. The one thing that we did want to, I guess, talk on, and this goes to the other question of how do you figure out sort of what is worth somebody's time, worth the time or not. There are, properties that need work are sort of the obvious candidates, right? The more, if it needs a lot of work and it's something that would be hard to sell on the MLS, or if it goes on the MLS and only investors would really be interested, those are good properties for us. Now, that doesn't mean that if somebody wants to sell their property on the MLS with you, I'd certainly go do that. That's what you guys do. That's what you should do. But if you've come across a situation where they don't want to list it, but it fits those criteria, that could be an opportunity to take it to us or somebody else. But there's also just another massive segment of houses that are just in sort of like fair condition or decent condition, more than livable, right? Maybe they're just a little bit outdated, kind of grandma condition is what I would call it, but pink bathrooms, whatever, or just that just have a lot of junk, or the kids have kind of messed it up and they don't want to really fix it. Things that fall well outside of like the dilapidated hoarder kind of nightmare situation that I think a lot of people tend to think of when they think of investors. And that's really the bulk of what we end up dealing with, are properties that are absolutely livable, but that need some work, maybe not a ton, but some level of work, and you've got a seller that is interested in some of the conveniences associated with it, or they have some crazy dislike of real estate agents, or they just want it to be easy, or they don't like people coming in their house, or whatever the case may be. That's usually the kind of the situation that we end up in the most. It's houses that are livable, that need some level of work, and the seller just wants some conveniences. So again, kind of going back to what I mentioned at the beginning, just because you go into somebody's house or you're talking to them and it may make sense, the most sense would be for them just to list the property, which is usually the case, right? If you're just thinking about bottom line, there are going to be a lot of those sellers that ultimately end up selling off market for cash, and those are the opportunities to sort of have your antenna up for. And anybody in this room or watching this video is of course free to reach out to us at any point, and I'm happy to chat more about sort of different opportunities or ways that you can kind of identify opportunities like that. But just kind of hitting on that same point again, it is it's a bigger sort of swath than you might think of people who ultimately would prefer to sell off market for cash. Dan, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, I think also people send us properties all the time, and we are happy for you to do that too. I mean, if you're not that experienced in this world, maybe you don't sort of know the economics of these types of projects, that's okay. If you've got a house that you're sort of like thinking maybe, it's worth checking with us, totally check with us. Email it to us. We're happy to take a look, give you our feedback on it, and we're even happy to help you kind of understand how to do sort of the math on these things, so that you know a little bit better for the next one. But yeah, don't hesitate ever. If you've got a house that you just want to kick around with us, send it on over to us, and we'll jump right on it and talk to you about it and see if it could make sense.
And they can be confident that it's in confidence, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Of course. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you can, I mean,
a huge part of our business, as we've talked about,
Yeah.
is working with you guys. So we would not, it would not be a sustainable business for us to take the opportunities that that people float by us. So now our intention is to make it work with you guys and get you paid.
And if this was at all legible, you'd be able to see, there's a JV at Four Brothers Buy Houses email. You can always reach out to us. But again, this isn't, we are not the only people that do this by any means. this is intended to be sort of a session talking about sort of this opportunity that exists, that we know exists. We've done, as I said, about 100 deals we'll do this year from this with agents. I'm sure there are other wholesaler investors that work with agents that have had similar results. So we're certainly happy to work with anybody in this room or talk with anybody in this room. But again, it's really about designed to be sort of educational. Just there are other ways to, especially in challenging markets, to generate business, whether it's with us or somebody else. And hopefully this has been helpful for those folks. And again, feel free to reach out to us at any time. Happy to chat.